It's 935 KDA 90s hip hop back in the day. My name is Noah Ayala. It is my esteemed honor. Is that a real phrase? It's my esteemed honor and pleasure to welcome two dope ass MCs in the studio right now. One being Demrick.
Yes.
I got to meet him for the first time right now. Shout out to him. And then, of course, Mr. X to the Z, Ava Rex to the Z, X Alada. X marks the spot. No, bitch. X spots the marks.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Xzibit in the building. What
Thank
up, man?
you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
This is a huge honor for me, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
For real, your music, especially being a DJ, especially in that era when, like, At the Speed of Life was dropping in 40 Days, 40 Nights, that music meant a lot to me, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. That's what I made it for. You know, very special time in hip-hop. I'm glad I was part of that graduating class.
Exactly, man. So, okay, I got a story that I told you I was going to tell you to set up this interview.
Okay.
So, when I was 16, just turned 16, I had just got my driver's license. Moms wasn't letting me drive nowhere, though, right?
Right.
But it was the Alcoholics, Xzibit, and King T at the Maritime Hall in San Francisco. And this might have been right before Restless dropped or maybe right after it dropped.
Yeah.
Man, I had to steal the car and sneak out the house to go see Xzibit and Sarah. And I was in Stockton, so that was like almost a 2-hour drive.
Wow.
We had to make it happen, though.
Okay, cool, man.
One of the illest shows of my life, man.
Dope. Okay, at least we didn't fucking suck. You know what I'm saying?
No, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, I mean, it was worth it.
Yeah,
because did you
yeah.
get in trouble for that?
Nah, I got away with it.
Oh, nice.
That's how I know it was meant to be. I was a dumb criminal, too.
All right.
And,
Okay, cool. Well, sorry, Mom.
That was one of the few times,
sorry
yeah.
I influenced, nowhere to steal your car, but you know what I'm saying? It all worked out.
I feel like it's paying off now. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool.
Yeah,
but now
good.
you guys killed it. I feel like it was dope to see you and the Alcoholics all hit the stage together,
Thank you,
which
man.
I think, especially in that era, in that moment.
Yeah.
So, very, very dope.
Well, I appreciate that.
Let's talk about this new album, though.
Yes.
So, I listened to it last night.
Okay.
The first thing that stood out to me, I was like, oh, shit, X still got the bars. He still got the bars. I wasn't expecting that, X.
Wow.
Like, I don't want to say I was doubting you, because I wasn't doubting you.
Right.
But just to hear that voice again,
Yes.
to hear those bars that like, ooh, damn, it might not be too safe. Like, how did this album come together?
Well, I mean, we have Volume 1 and Volume 2 that we did in like 2013.
Yeah.
It started as a brainchild from Be Real, and we all used to share the studio together. So we just did 2 mixtapes, and then about 4 or 5 weeks ago, me and D were in the studio, and it was like we was just off that 1942.
Right.
And it was like, hey, let's do another one.
Yeah.
And so
get
he's like, you
B-Real
got
on
some
the
beats?
phone.
Man, let's get him on the phone.
Yeah.
Got him on FaceTime. What's up, man? Fuck you. What's going on?
And it happened that quick.
Yeah, it just happened that quick. And we slapped, 7 songs together, and then it was just like, okay, well, it was the relaunch of, it just so happened I'm relaunching Open Bar Entertainment at the time. We had this vehicle that we felt we believed in. I was like, well, let's just run it through the label and see what it does. And so it's been a great experience. It's been, well received. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback. We got videos coming. We're going to support this. We're going to take it through, its course and see what happens.
That's what's up. Demrick, for you, what was it like? You in the studio with two legends, so you gotta bring it.
No, 100%. It started out. I started out even just hype man and being in the studio, songwriting and taking my time to get opportunities to get on my feet as an artist. So in 2013, when we dropped the first one, I just have always had one thing in my mind when I'm in the studio with these legendary MCs is to bring my A game, bring my best, put my best foot forward every time, be vocal with my ideas and not be afraid to, we don't like this or we'll keep this and we'll do that. Egos is down when you're working with legendary people who also talent-wise with rocking that mic is through the roof. Be Real and Xzibit.
Was there any times where you had to be like, oh, hold on, I got to rewrite that? Like,
well, in my mind, I'm going over things 2-3 times before I even present them because I want to make sure that I'm, ready because the energy that they got, they have the talent and ability, but then they also have the time in the game to understanding how records should be put together, the way music should sound. And if you come in there with all of your ideas of, oh, it should be like this or that, like sometimes you got to step back and allow the teacher to teach, get schooled real quick on some stuff. And it's crazy to see, especially on this project, it's like a full circle project. because for the first one being in 2013 and now it's 2018, to come back around and us all do it, it's like I felt the most comfortable ever, and I feel like it reflects in the music. Like if you listen to the project, it's very cohesive. It sounds really good. It's got a particular energy, and even what the serial killer.
I'm about to say, it sounds like some serial killer shit.
Exactly.
Though. And it came out on Halloween, so it all sounds like.
Well, that's how we had done the first two projects that came out on Halloween. So it just so happened that me and him were kicking it, about a month before Halloween, and it just happened the most organic way possible.
Through Google.
Yeah. Like everything happens
Google
now, right?
alert.
Now, X, did you feel, as an older artist, did you feel somewhat an added pressure on you, or maybe be real, because it's like, you got this young energy coming in? Was there any of that, or?
Nah, I'm like Morpheus in the Matrix, man. It's like I do amazing shit. I've never been. It doesn't matter what the energy is, man, as long as it's good. I mean, the thing about hip hop is, everybody's so quick to say, "Oh, you're old school," and everybody wants to put everybody in the category of that's old head or this is new. It's like they don't do that in rock or anything. It's just like status quo.
Right.
I mean, like hip hop eats its young, and for some reason, I don't know what that's about, but everybody got to realize that age is not specific.
Yeah.
Like everybody's fucking getting older.
Yeah. Some of these people are out here.
You're gonna be the old head one day,
Yes.
bro.
I know 30, 35-year-olds,
40
40-year-olds, they try to front like they don't like certain things, and it's like,
Yeah.
I know how old I am, so I know
Yeah.
what you were listening to, and
Dude.
you gonna act like that's not.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I think the space that people allow themselves to have careers in hip hop is very narrow, and so you have to be able to try to squeeze all of this activity and all the success into a very small amount of time. That's not the case.
Right.
The only obstacle you put in front of you is the one that's going to trip you. But other than that, man, it's like just go forward. Don't try to put a date on it. Just go out and do the music until you don't feel you can do it from the heart anymore. They don't tell the Rolling Stones when to stop touring. The motherfuckers going to be in wheelchairs, still touring. But nobody's telling them when they can start and stop and do all that stuff. And that only exists in hip-hop, so we'll see what happens later on.
No, but I think it's dope because I think we're seeing a whole resurgence of older artists release new projects, and it's sick. Like you dropped something, Nori dropped something. I think who else? Fat Joe. Everybody seems like is dropping something, and it's quality shit. And it's like,
did you guys sound surprised? Everybody's like, yo, shit.
You know what it is? Because you got to trip. Hip hop has always been so young. We've never had this before as a genre. So now this is the first time we have parents and grandparents in hip hop. And I think what we didn't factor in is that music is different from sports in the sense that as you get older as a musician or a producer or a lyricist, you actually get better low key.
Yeah.
Because you know how to, you just get better at your craft. And I think as hip hop, we didn't know that at first. And now we're starting to see it oh, wow.
Well, no, I mean, the distinct difference now, I think, is really just the interaction between people. And that's not a diss, but I think people's literacy is down. And I think people's vocabularies are down. I think that's why it's kind of like when you hear something, be able to put together instead of the first, 10 words that we all know: money, clothes, when you can break something down, I think that's refreshing. I think you've been plagued with a whole lot of, I don't give a shit about the lyrics, I just like the beat type syndrome.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so now when you're getting fed somebody that has some kind of substance, he stand out. It's like, wow. You know what I'm saying? He's doing something. That's why Kendrick is just standing out against everything, because he can put words together and he can make it, paint it to this Picasso type picture. But I mean, it's like, the youth is going to do what they're going to do,
right?
But you can't really compare. You can't pit us against each other. I just think that the youth has something to learn from us and the mistakes we made. That's why the resurgence of hip hop and its dominance, and they're getting paid more money than you hear these horror stories from our age where people weren't being reciprocated with financial gains, and then now everything is just so streamlined. The middleman is gone. The money goes directly to the artist on so many other revenue streams. I mean, things are different, but you know, to try to separate like they did it better is completely false.
Right.
It's kind of like all of us line this thing up to be what it is today. So we all have something to learn from each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I see it, and that's why when I get in the studio with Brevy or Demrick or, you know, Dizzy's been to the studio, Hobson been to the studio, AD, G Perico, you know, YG Hootie, you know what I'm saying? All these people have been to my studio, and we've always had a good vibe. And, you know, and I encourage them to do what they're doing. And so that's why I do it behind the scenes. I'm not out here trying to ridicule and go, back in my day, we used to, you know what I'm saying?
Because what I always say is, because people got to, like, people got to realize, like, at a certain point, like, I remember my parents being like, oh, you're stealing other people's music and you're cussing over it and that's not real music. So it's like, you know, if you're getting pissed off, then you're officially your parents at this point.
Yeah. No, let me keep it 1,000%.
Not saying everything's great.
Some of that shit is trash.
But there
some
was
of
trash
that
every
shit
era, was there not?
is boo-boo fruit. You know what I'm saying? That shit stinks of organic shit. Pick it off the tree.
And now Xzibit's going to give us an exclusive and tell us exactly what's boo-boo fruit right now in the year 2018.
Can't figure out what it's made from, but you know that shit stinks.
But was there not whack shit in every era?
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on, man, and that's the thing, dude. Don't be surprised that everything doesn't fucking win. You know, but you need that. You need things to compare it to. But now we live in an age where, you know, fuck, dude, you know, you go to a team and one team lose, both teams get trophies because they don't want to hurt the kids' feelings. And you got everybody's a star because they know lighting now and did makeup tutorials on YouTube, and now they're fashionistas or the fuck. Look, man, everybody is not supposed to be a fucking like celebrity, but now we live in this age where everyone is their own celebrity You know, what you do with your friends and all that stuff is all part of being a celebrity, being acknowledged, being liked, being looked at, you know, getting attention. But some of that is distracting us from what we really supposed to be doing. We need doctors. We need lawyers. We need fucking fishermen. We need fucking we need teachers.
Computer science.
Let me say English teachers.
Oh, yeah.
To be specific. You know what I'm saying? No, but we need all these things. But now we have to. It's just like, I know we're going to get a hold of it. I know it's going to happen. I know in about 15, 20 years, 30 years, people going to look back at us and be like, well, how fucking stupid were these people taking pictures of their dicks and their cats and singing and sending them to each other in 2-second intervals. Like we cured cancer. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck are they doing? Yeah, but we have to. We're too close to it now.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of look objectively at everything, and I'm just really just trying to interject my positive, outlook on things and try to change the things around me.
How do you think you would react if you were like a younger artist in this new climate?
Ooh, well, I wouldn't get tattoos on my face.
I know.
That's
I'm
kinda,
not with the. I'm
unless you're in prison. And you actually did something.
Back in the day, that means you caught a body.
No, let me be specific. If you haven't killed anyone, don't. I mean, just never mind.
I remember when I first saw.
But that's number one.
Okay,
that's number one. What if it don't work? You know what I'm saying?
You ain't getting hired
nowhere
after
bro?
that.
You know, you're gonna be working at Tilly's.
Tilly's. Not even Zoomies. Xzibit got you at
Tilly's. You're gonna be
Tilly's.
working there, or a tattoo shop,
Del Taco.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, or Ripley's, the museum. Yeah, a little tour guide. You know. I mean, but no, all jokes aside, man, I'm not saying that you can't be successful with that. But I just think that people go all in as if they're not going to get older. I used to think like that too. I used to be, when I was 21, when I was about 16, 17, I thought I was not going to be 21. So I was doing a lot of shit that was trying to like run me faster towards my demise. And then when you get to 21 and you get to 25 and you get to 30 and then you're like, man, I better do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, oh shit, 30
like
years
I'm not
passed.
dying. Like I'm not dying the way I thought I was gonna die. So shit, I better go get a job, man. You know what I'm saying? This sucks. My friends have money and
The hardest part for me in this new era is I guess the trolling, man.
Oh, that's nothing.
Well,
because you're taking it personal.
Well, now I'm at a point where like I'm kind of used to the comments.
Not saying you.
Like
but
they tell me in the
problem.
comments that I'm a low budget Ebro. Or I get Walmart
Don't
version
repeat
Ebro.
it. Don't.
Or
You're giving it up. You're giving them juice,
or
man.
Fat Ebro.
Yeah. You're giving them juice, man. Don't repeat it.
No, it's not in the comments. I just throw it out there.
Oh, trust
so
me,
I don't really
bro.
take it personal. I actually think it's funny.
Nothing. You got no trolls like my trolls. My trolls are ruthless. They get up early. They work out. You know what I'm saying?
No.
They prepare
Your trolls,
mentally.
They prepare. They compare notes. You know what I'm saying?
Xzibit trolls have made the single greatest thing on the internet.
Yeah,
the Pimp My Ride meme.
No, the meme period.
The meme is
just
like
the meme period. It's just like it was like the first one. Like before memes, it was like the most passed around
There's a few
one.
rappers that got classic albums and a classic meme.
Yeah. Hey, I try, but again, you're right, man. Because now I could look at it and it's like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? I get it. But when it first came out, I didn't understand it. I was like, why are these people like calling me? Like all my comments say, "Yo, dog." Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, what does this mean?
You didn't even say dog that much, did you?
You talk about the nigga from American Idol,
Randy
Jackson. He says that. Like, I don't say that.
They blended
They blended that shit together, and I was like, oh, some white guy had to have made this. Some white guy really had to make this.
Hey, you did put some wild shit in some people's cars, though.
I didn't put shit in anyone's
You put a fish tank
car.
in somebody's car at one point.
Nigga, you never seen me do shit to any of them cars on that show. You saw me in the beginning and at the end.
I said, wait.
You never saw me install shit on that
like,
show. You just pinning it on me. See? That's what you get with dry snitching. You dry snitching. I didn't do anything.
There would be somebody on there
Nigga,
like,
I would walk in that motherfucker and be like, what the fuck did y'all do to this fucking car?
knowing she got to drive back to the
Knowing
hood.
I gotta say, well, here we go. I gotta do it. Y'all come up here and kiss this pig with a wig on. Nigga, I don't want to do this shit. Like I'm doing it.
We heard you like going to the club, so we put a club in your trunk. Like, damn.
Yeah, fuck that
Kid
shit.
Capri spinning.
Yeah.
Damn, how'd you
I
pull that
wish
off,
Kid
Tatts?
Capri would have came on there. At least he was, never mind. Let's move on.
No, before the record, we had a lot of jokes, but let's keep it all the way real. That show is one of the backbones to all of our teenage years,
Oh, wow.
early 20 years.
Yeah,
so
thank
I mean,
you, man. Appreciate it.
Again, classic TV show, man.
Yeah.
You know, for what it was, like, we all grew up on that, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah.
You know, one more thing I wanted to bring up too was on your first album, you had a song that, like, as a kid, I remember I used to get chills because, like, I didn't really hear anything like that, like, on record before. And you talk about, like, I think it was called "Carry the Weight." Talk about your dad,
Oh, yeah,
your
yeah.
family, all of that.
Yes.
So then that song has always been one of my favorite songs off that album. But then I heard you on with Adam 22 recently, and I thought it was dope because you were talking about, like, how great your relationship is with your dad now.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, that's.
Yo, man, time heals all wounds, you know?
Do you think it was just some young thing, or was it like?
Nah, man. I was at the time when I did that, I was really angry. There was a lot of like turmoil just going on. And I really, at that point in your life, you're not able to be mature enough to kind of slow things down and figure it out, or take other people's, things into consideration, like their lives and what their situation is. You know, my father had his own set of demons that he was dealing with. So as I got older, as I had children, and he met that Alvin, the father, the provider, the entertainer, I'm bringing plaques, I'm buying homes for people.
Right.
Like, he saw that side of things too. So as, turbulent as that was as a child, what made us grow closer was not only me being accountable for my actions, but understanding his side as well.
Right.
And understanding what it is to fear for a child and to grieve for a child and to, want the best and feel pressure to do that. That's what we grew to understand about each other. And, my man, my dad was very short when it came to advice because he felt like he had taught us already. And so he was like, he would listen to me, and he would definitely be a shoulder to lean on, but he never told me what to do. He only told me I knew what to do already, And I think that's a testament to the way he raised me.
That's what's up, man. It was dope just to see that whole story go full circle. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I can speak for myself too, but I'm sure a lot of people can relate. Like we've all had our issues with our parents, and it's like I think when you hit the 20s, you just start looking at your parents crazy. Like what the?
Yeah,
Like,
I hear people all the time be like, oh, I hate my dad, or I hate my mom, or I hate it. Man, look, dude, you got one of them.
Yup.
So whatever it is, if y'all both breathing, and, you know, short of, I don't know everybody's situation, but if there was no death involved and it's about pride or ego or something that can be fixed, I suggest you do that.
Yup.
Because losing a parent is like, you know, both my parents are passed now. Oh, so it's like, you know, I hear sometimes people say, you know, you're not an adult till both your parents are gone, you know, because you always have that to run back to. So now that I'm the pillar, you know, I'm the pillar of the family. You know, everybody comes to me for answers. I'm like, man, you know, I don't know, smoke some pot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's my
yeah, like, I don't know, do what I do.
Plan, that's
my
everything.
No, but I mean, all jokes aside, man, I just feel like I've been given the information to do the right thing or do the wrong thing. Now it's just my choices,
right? And
I'm here to be a stable thing for my family, and not, you know, my wild crazy shit has definitely taken a toll on whatever I've been able to do, but that affected me. You know, you can slingshots at me, but now it's a little different when you looking out for an abundance of people.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, the Serial Killers album is out now everywhere. Buy it, stream it, YouTube it, get it. What's your favorite song on the album?
Whew. It bounces back and forth, man. Right now I'm on that Things Fall Apart. And it goes back and forth between that and War and what is it? Get Away With It.
Demrick, out of B-Roll and Xzibit, who got the best bars?
Oh, no.
Who got the best bars on the project?
I want nothing to do with that.
You can't give him no media training in the middle of the interview.
But, hey,
I'm speaking on behalf of my client. My client has no statement at this time.
Demrick, out of B-Real and Xzibit, who can blaze the most trees and still be good and still lay a fire verse?
Let's be real.
All right, what about drinking? What about drinking, though? That got to be X. I'm about to say, okay.
Oh, come on.
Liquid Crew all day.
Come on. You can't do that to me. Damn, man, you're supposed to say me.
If you would have said no, I'd be like, ooh.
Yeah, take the heat, man. Take the heat.
Well, hey, thank you guys, man.
Hey, thank you, man.
Whenever
No,
you guys
man, great
come
interview.
Up here,
Thank
just
you.
know a door is always open
Yes,
for you
sir.
guys, man.
All right.
935 K-Day,
Yeah.
X to Z, Xzibit, Demrick, we out.
Brevy.
Peace.